because I was like, damn. I wrote them in small letters on purpose.
Hi. Hey. Nice. Thanks. We got signed on right now. Here we are, baby. We are all here at the beautiful radio show. Yeah. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I know we're a little bit late, y'all. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hey. Yeah. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Hey, everybody on Periscope. Thanks for joining us, y'all. We're broadcasting live. Here we go, y'all. Yeah, gonna take a few callers. Sunny days, warm nights. That's a beautiful tune entitled Caribbean Lullaby. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. That was inspired by my many trips to the Caribbean, both Jamaica, Martinique, Guadeloupe, Trinidad, Tobago, South America, and Haiti, Puerto Rico, and all those wonderful islands that I have been so blessed to visit throughout my wonderful career, which is continuing to progress and move from strength to strength. And I want to welcome everyone, if you're a little bit late, to Ginetta's Vendetta presents I Am Ginetta M, pocket trumpeter and vocalist. And we heard from a wonderful caller earlier. We're still waiting for some other callers. If you want to call, please feel free to call. And the number is 212-631-7553. So we want to welcome you here to the wonderful Ginetta's Vendetta presents on the City World Radio. And I'm discussing my career as a professional musician in New York City and beyond as I've traveled around the world. And I have a saying with my pocket trumpet, with my horn as my passport, there's no place I can't go. And believe it or not, I've traveled far and wide and been really blessed to be able to be a professional musician, because being a professional... Oh, we got a caller, y'all. Hello, you're on the air.
Good evening.
Yes.
Is this Ginetta?
This is the one and only. Who am I speaking to?
This is Cheryl T. calling you from the beautiful Cayman Islands.
Oh my goodness, Cheryl! And talk about someone, and you're on the air, Cheryl. We have a wonderful radio promoter and producer and a radio show host from the Cayman Islands, Miss Cheryl Thompson. And that was your favorite. Great. Ooh, that was your favorite song. I'm so
absolutely one of my favorite songs from your La Dolce Vita CD.
Cheryl, welcome.
I was listening to you earlier, talking with Joe Sizemore, and it brought such wonderful memories, Ginetta. 2006, that's when we met for the first time at the South Coast Jazz.
That's correct, Cheryl. You were the wonderful woman you were the main, the main announcer and the woman responsible for all the radio ads, and we became very dear friends. And then you brought me to Jamaica once again the following year, and we really tore it up. So we had a ball, man. I'm so happy to hear from you.
Absolutely. 10 years later, I am so thrilled to say that I'm still your friend and watching your career grow, as you said earlier, from strength to strength. I was browsing through your website a couple of nights ago, and I even ran into a couple of articles for the two shows. One was at the Lime Key. I think Stranger Cole was one of our guest artists. You were working with Maurice Gordon and a couple of other great musicians from Kingston.
That's right.
And what was the other show we did? We did a show in Montego Bay as well.
It was
at the event place.
The Red, what was the name of that place? Right on the back the back road. The Red.
Actually, it was two shows. There was the event place on the hill.
That's right.
And then I think it was like a blues lounge or something right there beside Margaritaville. As a matter of fact, they had a jazz lounge inside Margaritaville.
But wait a minute, let me tell them the story of us trying to get. Now there was a Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival going on down the road. Now don't you know, Cheryl knew everyone in Jamaica, so we were late for our hit in the tent right outside the main stage. So she had us get a police escort because it was bumper to bumper traffic. Do you remember that?
You're bringing back another memory, which I totally forgot about. That was the Air Jamaica Jazz and Blues Festival, and you were one of the satellite performers, the very star tent. Karen Smith was one of the performers there too. Wouldn't you remember those things?
Oh my goodness, what a blessing. What a blessing. Cheryl, and I know you're trying to get me, we've been trying for years to get us back together on the Cayman Island, which has a beautiful festival, I think, but I'm not sure.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, well, actually, we have the Cayman Jazz Festival, which has been defunct for a couple of years. We've got Jazz on the Green, but I'm not giving up.
Good.
Right now, I just want to give you time to just get on with your show. I just want to congratulate you on all the hard work, all the strides you've made, and I want to congratulate you on your Ginetta's Vendetta Presents on City World Radio Network. It's such a pleasure, Ginetta.
Oh, Cheryl, I love you, my sister, and wonderful continued success, and fingers crossed for us finally to be together this year once again, for our 10th.
Absolutely.
Okay, love you, baby.
Congratulations once again. Keep doing what you're doing, girl. Peace through music. Love you lots.
Thank you, baby. Love you too. Bye-bye. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Oh, what a wonderful call from the Cayman Islands. Speaking of Caribbean lullaby, what a thrill. A dear friend and a wonderful, wonderful girl and radio promoter herself. So for her to give props, as it were, all the way from the Cayman Islands is such a thrill, man. These are real good friends and people that I've met traveling around the world. This is a special day. I forgot to say, rest in peace, David Bowie. The musical world has lost a wonderful star. And that band Up in Heaven is really getting jammed up, man. So I can't actually, I can wait to get up there and play. But peace, David. May have a swift and safe passing. And but anyway, on a lighter note, again, as I said, I'm just so thrilled. And we're going to be playing another wonderful tune from Cheryl's favorite record, La Dolce Vita, the first record that I ever put out. As a band leader with Ginetta's Vendetta. This is a cool tune called Rival. This is, about trying to kick the habit of drug addiction. Yeah.
Oh. No, I don't care about that.
Yeah. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us here. We're doing a great show live here. Great show live, man. We're doing so happy to be here, everybody. Thank you for joining us here. We are doing a live Periscope. Everybody. Hopefully for all my fans out there in the Periscope land, I'm going to put the music up a little bit so you too can hear some beautiful music from Ginetta's Vendetta. And I'm also going to show you where you can buy some of this killing music. Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on a second. I have a photograph for you to see. Yeah. Nice. Cause I don't even want to see the damages those drugs have brought. I want to show all my fans in the Periscope land. Let's see what we got. Here we go. This, hopefully you guys can see this. So y'all can actually buy the CD. I'm not sure if y'all can see that. That's it, y'all. Get all the information. Thank you, everybody. Just wanted y'all to get all the information so you can know where to go, how to get all my CDs, and all the other pertinent information. We're really happy to be here, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. I like this light. It's not very flattering, is it? How about that? Is that much better? That's a better kind of light, right? Don't say you didn't for joining us here at the station. Much better. Don't tell me it's all lies, 'cause I loved you more than life, baby. And without you, I would thank you, John. If you have any questions, please ask me or just text me. Text me if you want to hear something special. Yeah. This is much easier for me to show you. Hey, Mom. Thanks for coming in, Mom. Love you. Yeah, I'm going to show you where you can get the CDs and also the website so y'all can spread the word. And if you don't mind, swipe left and then follow me so you'll know when and where I'm going to show up. Because this radio show is going to be a big hit. I'm very happy with it. GinettaVendetta.com. Alright? Nice job, y'all. Yeah, this is a groovy tune. Listen up. Super. Yeah, thank you for joining us. Yeah, this is a smoking guitar player. Yeah. McGaffney. So I got to remember to talk about the musicians. Using my notes. Thank you, guys.
Come to me crying and begging me to talk, 'cause I don't even want to see the damages those drugs have wrought. Isn't it enough that you have gone? Must you come back for me to see the shadow of a man who once meant everything to me? Wasn't my love strong enough that you should fall by the wayside?
I'm going to show you once again, here's the ladies' face of time. I'm going to show you where you can buy this CD, La Dolce Vita. Hold on a second, let me show you where. There you go, La Dolce Vita, cdbaby.com. That's what you're listening to now, La Dolce Vita by Ginetta's Vendetta. Yeah. Huh. Beautiful. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Wasn't my love enough? Hey everybody, beautiful tune entitled Rival, and I gotta tell you, that tune has held up over the years. That was a beautiful song that I wrote. I want to give props to the guitar player, Mr. Mick Gaffney. After all these years, that was recorded so many years ago. One of the first tunes on back when I was making cassettes to pass out at shows, y'all. So that shows you how old that tune is. And Mr. Mick Gaffney, the wonderful guitar player, doing that smoking solo. And believe it or not, geez, I'm not sure I can even, let me see if I can read who the drummer was. A monster drummer. I'm reading the back of this CD. This is from La Dolce Vita, a wonderful CD by Ginetta's Vendetta. And off the top of my head, I don't remember, because I'll tell you, that session was so many years ago. We want to welcome you here and thank you for joining Ginetta M on the show Ginetta's Vendetta presents, doing all things Ginetta and telling you about my experiences both on and off the road. If you have any questions, please call the studio 212-631-7553 and let me know what you'd like to know or who you want to hear. I also want to thank all my fans out there on Periscope and tell you also about various places that I've been. I know that I was discussing Ginetta's Vendetta, the road band, and that road band includes some wonderful musicians from here to Beirut and down to Kingston, Jamaica. So Ginetta's Vendetta is a various permutations or combinations of different musicians throughout wherever I'm playing. So for promoters, it makes sense to actually just fly me in to various festivals, and I'll just travel with my book and my music and then pick up some monster players wherever I go. So from the Middle East to Canada to Mexico to the Caribbean, I have some just stellar musicians, and I'm just very blessed to be able to do that and travel the world and spreading what I call peace through music. I am a firm believer in being an ambassador of peace through music, much like Louis Armstrong back in the day, who was another one of my idols. And I was waiting for someone to call and ask me who my dream band would be. And I'm going to tell you anyway, I have two dream bands because it calls to mind the idol that I was speaking of, Mr. Louis Armstrong, the most amazing trumpeter and vocalist, and also all-around ambassador of peace and goodwill around the world, who really spread peace and joy through music in a time when separate all kind of stuff was going on in America and around the world. So I got to hand it to him, to also Quincy Jones, who had a wonderful band in the 50s, traveled all around the world and ran out of money and then came on back and did his thing through the state, the government, and then, you know, went again on to be monstrously successful. So he was also a trumpet player. He's another idol of mine, Quincy Jones. All of these men and some women have forged a path before me that I'm able to sort of kind of skate on. I mean, it's not easy, but it's a lot easier now. But being a woman in music is a little more challenging because, you know, you got to play just as good. You might have to play a little better and be much more diplomatic. So I got to tell you, diplomacy, I always say being a band leader is 1/3 MacGyver, which is that great show where the guy could fix anything and make anything, 1/3 diplomat, and 1/3 animal wrangler, you know, because you got to kind of rein in all these guys. And also you are between the musicians and the promoters, and that's not an easy place to be, being a band leader and being a successful band leader and getting everything done. And another one of those points is I would come across a lot of what do you call it, obstacles. We would call them challenges. And I would always tell the guys, many promoters would tell me, or club owners, or various people would say what they couldn't do, and I would always say, just tell me what we can do. And that's how we moved forward and always made every single date a success. And on that note, we're going to listen to a beautiful mellow tune. This is another classic from La Dolce Vita called Taking the Long Way, written many years ago by me and sung by me. I hope you enjoy this beautiful tune. Hey everybody, hey JDX Guitars, thanks for joining y'all. We're on the radio right now, www.cityworldradio.com. I'm going to show you the website. Let's see if you can see it in here. Can you see that? Hey guys, not sure if you can see that, but if you can see that, everybody, go to cityworldradio.com and tune in. That way you can kind of see me talking. Maybe you want to call in 212-631-7553. We love you, everybody. I'm going to listen to this beautiful song, y'all, and I'll show you where you can get
I'm not seeing anyone anymore, and it's only because it's your face I'm looking for, because I'm taking the long way home.
I'm going to do the station break. Yeah, everybody. Nice job.
But I know it's not so. I'm just dreaming again.
Hey, y'all, call me or text what you want to hear or what you want to know about Ginetta's Vendetta. We love you, everybody. Thank you for joining us here tonight.
That I used to mean the world to you, but now I'm taking the long way home. I said I'm taking the long way, hoping you'll stop me at the light. I said I'm taking the long way, hoping I'll turn around and see you standing there, taking the long way.
That's skipping.
You know what it is? I thought so too. I think there's one hitch in that mix. Hey, but thanks for joining us, y'all. Spread the word, y'all. And if you want to join, swipe right. Actually, it's swipe left, and then follow so that you can figure out when we're going to be playing. Yeah, I think we should trade it about 3.5. Thanks, man. I'm surprised we don't have any more callers. Like that. If you guys want to call in, please call in 212-631-7553. We so appreciate you. so much for joining us. It's time to do the station break for City World Radio. If you'd like to find out more about producing and hosting your own show on the City World Radio Network, email us at cityworldradio@aol.com. cityworldradio@aol.com. Welcome back to Ginetta's Vendetta Presents. My name is Ginetta, and if you'd love to get in touch with me, you're able to follow me at GinettaVendetta. I need to spell my name. It's Ginetta, like gin and tonic and Etta James. Ginetta Vendetta. So that's at GinettaVendetta, and that is my Twitter account. If you'd like to go to the website to follow me there and see what's shaking, or check out any videos and audios and show dates and photos, you can go to www.GinettaVendetta.com. GinettaVendetta.com. So thank you so very much for joining us here at City World Radio with my second week of my weekly radio show, Ginetta's Vendetta Presents. And we're working our way through my body of work, which now, as a band leader, I only have 4 CDs as a band leader, but I have numerous CDs as a sideman. I am on so many CDs, and believe it or not, I have neglected to even make a list of those CDs throughout my life. So I'm on stuff that I've totally forgotten about. And also, we're going to move from La Dolce Vita, which is this CD, classic tune CD, to the second CD that I made as a band leader with my band, Ginetta's Vendetta. And this is a wonderful CD entitled Land on My Feet. And this CD was made in 2010, or was it 2011? Or maybe it was 2012. Anyway, I wrote this CD quite fast. I wrote all these tunes on here, and this is a classic blues tune that I wrote after, years of being on the road. This blues tune sort of evolved, and so I finally wrote it down, and I finally recorded it, and this is a real kickin' tune called Step Off, and I hope that you enjoy it. This is from my CD, Land on My Feet. Hey everybody, thank you for joining. Yeah, you're listening to Land on My Feet. Yeah, hey everybody, thank you for joining us here. Yeah, thank you. It's the Periscope family. Please spread the word, Ginetta's Vendetta. And I'm going to show you where you can buy all these CDs. I'm going to show you where you can get all these CDs. Hold on, put this down a minute. Here you go. Let's find out where you can buy these CDs. I'm going to show you right now. I have something here. Let's see what we got. Oh, here we go. How about that? How's that? Cheers. That's it. Hold on, guys. Hey, everybody. Here you go. I should show you. How's that, love?
Need a man to treat me just like a queen. Don't care if he's the ugliest man I've ever seen. Shower me with diamonds, shower me with love.
Yeah, I'm not so hot with that stuff, but I'm just trying to spread the word. Ginetta's Vendetta. Let's move this hair. How's that? Much better. I'll put it over here like that. Yeah. Yeah, you're listening to right now a tune off of my CD called Land on My Feet. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Mr. T. Jones. You like the show. Thank you very much, man. We hope that you'll call in because we need someone to call in. So the number is 212-631-7553. And feel free to ask anything you want. Not anything you want, but feel free to ask. What am I wearing? I don't know where my dad is. What happened to Pop? We're worried about Pop. It says 2 missed calls. Ricky. Thanks for joining us, Ricky. Thank you so much. And, oh, I got you. Okay, yeah. I'm a little bit. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us, man. Thank you, really. This is a great team. Stop flapping right now. Yeah. I'm talking about my dream band anyway. Nice job.
Well, you could be rich, you could be fine, you could have nothing but time, but if you're cheap,
step off, y'all. Step off. Come on, this was a big favorite tune live because folks love to sing. Step off. Yeah.
So step off. Here we go again. Well, you could be big, you could be strong, you could last the whole night long, but if you're cheap, step off. You could be smooth, you could be fine, you could have nothing but time.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining us. Hey, thank you, Tom. Jones West. Thank you, baby. Yeah. Love everybody.
Need a man to treat me just like a queen. Don't say if he's the ugliest man I've ever seen. Shower me with diamonds, shower me with love. Treat me like his angel from above, but if you cheat,
Go on, boy, get. I love that song. That is a great tune. And that was inspired by playing in so many blues joints where you had to pass the bucket. So I would always say, if you're cheap, step off, y'all. We don't want any of that if you're cheap. Hey, Tony. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. That's a classic tune. And that is from the second CD. We are now moving through my body of work. And this is our second week. So we're working on the second CD. Land on My Feet is the name of this CD. Also the name of the title tune at the top of the show. And this tune was called Step Off, written and inspired by years in places with tip buckets and talking about men who are cheap. So that's what that tune was about. It's a great crowd pleaser. And whenever we used to crank it, my road band being James T. Tilson, Dave Dawson, and Scotty Scott Thornton, and myself, we would crank that tune up, and folks would love to shout, sort of do the shout chorus, step off. And so we're going to continue. I want to just talk about one more thing that I think I wanted to explain about my dream band. Someone asked me that before. What is my dream band, or what would be my dream band? And I had to ask live or past. So I've named my dream band. I thought, you know what? Let me name my dream band my heaven band, meaning that the musicians that have since gone to their great reward. Reward, I think, not we ward, but anyway, musicians who have gone to their reward. Anyway, my heaven dream band would include on the horn section Dizzy Gillespie, Dexter Gordon, Louis Armstrong, and the wonderful Al Gray on trombone. On piano would be Gil Evans. On guitar, Jimi Hendrix, Max Roach, and or Philly Joe Jones on drums. If I was doing a jazz gig, if we were cranking up some rock and roll and blues, I would want the wonderful Ginger Baker. And that is my dream band, my heaven dream band. So there's a difference because I also have a dream band, which I do have a chance of playing with, and those men are alive and well. And that dream band includes some monster players, Mr. Harvey Mason or Steve Gadd on drums, and of course the wonderful Chick Corea on keyboards. This would be guys that I would love to play with soon. Stanley Clark on bass, and the wonderful, phenomenal Arturo Sandoval on trumpet. Also George Benson on guitar. I gotta tell you, George has a wonderful, now I don't know George Benson, so I really can't call him George, so I'm gonna say George Benson has a great biography out that I read. Hey, and I really enjoyed his biography because it's really a history of all the musicians, and I love to read all the musicians' biographies. Quincy Jones, Miles, and all these biographies, because you see sort of the interrelated connection of all these musicians coming up and guys who went before them. So I'm hoping to someday write my own autobiography. I already have the name for that autobiography. That's going to be called Power Blower, since I am a trumpet player. But I often tell everybody that I can't remember half of it. So it's going to take a village to write my autobiography. And I'm hoping that folks who do know me, a couple of folks who called in from the past, good friends of mine, they will help cobble together my memoirs, as it were. And we're going to move through this wonderful second CD, Land on My Feet. And we're going to play another tune from that. And this is a beautiful tune entitled Just a Girl, inspired again by my many Caribbean visits. Just a Girl, and it is on Land on My Feet. Hi, Karikan. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. Hope y'all can hear the music, too. Can you hear the music? Yeah, I'm going to crank it up a little so y'all can hear it.
I'm just a girl with a long braid.
Hey.
Not interested in fashion or what makes the grade.
Long braid.
I'm just a girl who loves to run along by the water, boy, that's my fun. But you need a girl who's all style flash, impressed by what you're driving, impressed by your cash. You need a girl who will boost your ego, not a woman who wants you to grow. But I'm just a girl who wants to stay home. No parties, no talking, always on the phone. I'm just a girl in the library, choosing my books and my movie. But you need a girl who is always there, calling, texting, and asking you where. You need a girl who loves to sing, a baby got a trophy and a plaything. Yeah, I'm just a girl who wants to fall. Baby will take the time to fall. Yeah, I'm just a girl who wants to be
That's great, man. Hey, everybody. Woo! I can't believe we're almost at the end of this radio show. It's really going fast, y'all. Thank you so much for joining. If you want to follow, please swipe left and follow at GinettaVendetta so that when we're live, when I'm in the studio, when I'm on tour around the world, I'm going to include you. Thanks a million, y'all. We love you, everybody. Hey, Scorpion. Thanks for joining us. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, you're listening to my original music. This is called Just a Girl, available at cdbaby.com. Land on My Feet. Yeah, everybody, thank you for joining us here. Yeah.
But you need a girl who will boost your ego, not a woman who wants
Sorry,
you
guys.
to grow.
Thank you. That's me playing. Thank you so much. That's me playing pocket trumpet, y'all. So come on. Thank you so much.
If you will take the time to fall, I'm just a girl who wants to be happy with you, simply.
Hey, everybody. Yes, that's me playing. Yes. Go here.
Take the time to fall in love with me.
Hey everybody, beautiful tune. That is entitled Just a Girl. I love that song, and I wrote that of all my tunes. I'm going to have to say that kind of wrote itself. It was truly an amazing phenomenon. I just Love that song. And again, it was inspired by my many trips to the Caribbean, and I had just come home also from the Middle East. Want to thank all the musicians on that record. That is Ginetta's Vendetta. That is Dave Dawson, James T. Tilson, Scott Thornton, and of course myself on trumpet and vocals and arrangements. Guess what? I can't believe it's almost time for us to say goodnight again. We're going to go out with the tune at the top called Land on My Feet from this wonderful record that we've been dissecting. This radio station is www.cityworldradio.com. Let me show you the address, City World Radio. And we want to thank everyone for joining us on Monday. I'm here every Monday night at 9 p.m. cityworldradio.com. We love you, everybody. And we had a few callers, and it's just funny how fast the radio hour goes. I can't believe I've been telling folks all about my tales around the world. I didn't even get to my trip to Beirut. Oh my goodness, Jakarta, Mexico, Canada. We love everyone. We're going to say goodnight. And this is Land on My Feet by Ginetta's Vendetta. You can get this at www.cdbaby.com/Ginetta's V. GinettaSV. CD Baby. Check us out, y'all. We love you. And I'm going to say good night. And as always, peace through music, y'all. Good night, everybody. Good night. Thank you so much, everybody. We love you.